January 7th, 2020. It's approximately 12:39 p.m.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak with Angeline, please?
This is she.
Hey, Angeline. My name's Cassandra Angeline. I am a detective with Chandler PD in Arizona. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Okay. Today's my Monday, but getting back into the swing of things for the week. I don't know if you might have any idea why I might be calling you.
I'm guessing the Lori stuff.
That's a pretty good guess. So I work in persons crimes in our department, and our agency and a couple other agencies obviously have a lot of things going on right now. I don't know if you've seen any of the news coverage.
Yeah, I've been trying to pull up the one today. I try to keep updated on all of it.
I don't blame you. So are we.
Oh, heck, yeah.
So one of the purposes in calling you is I'm trying to reach out to people that obviously knew Lori, may have known Charles, know Chad Daybell, had been around any of them with their families and things along those lines, and just kind of go from there. And it sounds like that you may have been friends with her when she lived in Hawaii.
Yeah, we were like best friends, kind of inseparable for about 2.5 years when we lived out there.
And that was
Charles.
She lived there with Charles, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And did you know her?
JJ and Tylee, yeah.
Okay. And did you know her prior to her moving to Hawaii, or is that when you guys met?
No, we actually met in Hawaii.
Okay. And then obviously she moved. Did you guys stay in contact at all, or?
We talked like one time I would say it was a little over a year ago. We talked for a little while, but it was kind of weird. After I left Hawaii first, and then she left about a week, or I think it was maybe a couple of weeks after.
Okay.
And then, we really didn't, I thought we'd talk all the time, but we didn't talk very often after we both left.
And then, so she at one point had, in February, had gone back to Hawaii with Tylee. You had already moved at that point, correct? So you weren't there when she was there?
Yeah, she went and saw one of our friends out there in February.
Mm-hmm. So the last time that you talked to her was maybe a little over a year ago?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what was going on with her at the time?
Definitely
people.
Did not know any of this.
Mm-hmm.
We just had simple conversations, kind of caught up, and she invited me to go out there and go boating. She really didn't let on to any problems about anything.
Okay.
And, really, it was more of when we lived in Hawaii, she said some kind of off-the-wall stuff that I never thought would happen, and then here we are, so
what was that?
I don't know.
What was the off?
Sorry, what was that?
What was the off-the-wall stuff that she said?
Oh, kind of what's going on now. She believed in the end of the world and that everyone was going to die, and she was preparing for it, and she talked about driving off a cliff with her and the kids, and she would kind of say stuff like that, but if you knew Lori, she would just kind of would say crazy stuff sometimes. You would never expect it to happen.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that, or, I don't know, or did she mention anything prior to her moving from Hawaii, like any issues with Charles or anything?
Towards the end, she kind of was really ornery and rude to him.
Mm-hmm.
But, she never really said anything about wanting to get divorced with him, but she did make a comment before about and I can't get divorced again. I've already had 4 other. He's my 4th husband. I can't get another divorce. So she would say some kind of weird stuff, like she'd just have to get rid of him. But again, this is stuff that you're thinking someone's just talking crap, and now you're like, oh my heck.
And then did you know anything about Tylee's dad, Joe?
Well, Lori had told me before that, and I don't know. I've tried seeing if her brother really did go to jail for this, but they haven't talked about it on the news. But Lori had said before that she hired her brother to kill Joe because of stuff he did to him. She said that he sexually assaulted the kids, and they went to court for years over it, and nothing happened. And then supposedly he went to jail for it. That's what she had told me. And then she said eventually Joe's going to die for what he did.
Okay.
And she's like, people don't get away with stuff like that. And you're just, she would just claim she had gone off the wall and gone crazy because of what he did to him. And I don't know if any of that's true.
Well, so when she had told you this, it was at a time when Joe was still alive.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was actually an incident in Texas with Joe and Alex, and we do know about that, and he did get arrested. So
okay. So it was true, everything she said.
Well, proving that she hired her brother to do it would be one thing, because that's not what either of them said to the police. But there's this kind of statement floating around out there that Lori had said this, so we didn't know when that statement happened, if it was actually because of the incident in Texas or it was relating to Joe's actual death here, because Joe passed away here in Arizona. So
right. No, it was from a lot of years ago. I mean, I don't even really know anything. I don't even remember the story she told me, something about throwing him in the trunk. Actually, I can't even tell you.
That's your
I didn't really take anything seriously, so obviously I should have.
Well, I mean, it's like you said, you go through kind of life, and now you're looking back at all of this with the luxury of seeing what's been on the news and talking to other friends and things along those lines. So, if the old adage, if I only knew then what I know now type thing. So, I mean, obviously you knew her and you were good friends with her and you saw her, as a wife and a mom and everything like that. And as far as like the news footage you've seen and stuff, what do you think? I guess, 'cause and I have spoken with her, I have met her before, but I'm interested as to what you think.
Oh, you have spoken to Lori before?
I spoke with her on the day that Charles was killed here in Chandler. So
wow.
I have met her and I have spoken with her in the past, not recently.
I don't know. I felt like everything I knew about her is wrong. I don't know. Like, I definitely think there was some sort of deceitful side to her on some of the stuff she'd say. But she was an excellent mom, and she was, kind of went above and beyond to take good care of her kids. And, she always surprised them and would fly Tylee's friends out to Arizona Hawaii from Arizona. So she would have someone to hang out with. She would, make sure JJ had all the special care for his autism. She was really a good mom. And she worked in the primary, and she was so good with all the kids, and she always had, special stuff planned. And so really when you see kind of all this stuff, it doesn't seem like who she is.
Seems like a different person.
Yeah, yeah. And it kind of sounds like that's what happened. Everyone says she changed in the last year or so.
Do you believe, and I'm assuming just because you were close you would know this, so Lori and Charles had adopted JJ from when he was very small, and raised them, and for all intents and purposes, that's their child.
Oh, yeah.
Would there be someone that Lori would give him to? Like, can you think of anybody that she would have keep JJ for her or take care of him?
Well, the only thing I keep wondering, and you guys probably know, I don't know, is what's going on with her niece that
Melanie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little limited as to what I can talk to you about, but I am aware.
Well,
I am aware of her.
That's the only person I would think, because I mean, we would fly over to Oahu and we would stay there for the day and make sure we came home at night so that she was home for him. You know, so she, as long as I knew her, she never really left JJ overnight unless it was with Charles.
Okay. So pretty dedicated.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else that I didn't ask about? Anything that you think might be important or that I should know about or anything along those lines? It's a lot, I know.
I know. I go through everything every second trying to think on where the heck she'd be. My opinion still is that something to do with his books on when they're talking about the end of the time, in Chad Daybell's books and stuff, they talk about the safest place to be and where all disasters are going to happen and stuff like that. So you really would think that they're going to try to be where they think is the safe spot to be, but I haven't even had time to grab those books and read them again. I started and never, she got them for me, and I started and never read them.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of information out there. There's some interesting podcasts and videos and other things. It's been it's been an educational, I guess, kind of experience for some of us as investigators. So just trying to wade through what all the stuff that's out there. So
yeah, I think the scariest part is she would say things about the end of the world and about driving off a cliff with the kids, and that's kind of what scares me the most, where everybody's talking about all this stuff going on, and I never thought any of the rest of it would happen, so that's kind of the part that freaks me out the most.
Yeah, no, yeah, well, there's a lot of us in a bunch of different states that all are kind of freaked out too, so that was, the intent is to call and try to talk to as many people as we can. Besides her niece Melanie, can you think of anybody else that was friends with her or close to her, or anybody else that I should reach out to?
No, I think everyone that I knew that she was really close with, I've kind of, at least the one she went and saw in Hawaii, I've been in contact with her, and I know she's just as worried and whatever as I am. So if she was in Hawaii, she would be with her,
Okay. Well, obviously, if for some reason that she were to reach out, or you think of something, or you come across something, obviously there's quite a few of us that would like to know, but I do appreciate you taking some time to talk to me today.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you, just real quick, and I apologize because I'm not sure, is your last name Law or is it Hall?
It's Law.
Law, okay. And you live in Utah now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your date of birth? Awesome. Thank you very much. And like I said, I appreciate you taking some time